What's good, people? Thanks as always for passing by the channel. Much appreciated. Hit that subscribe button if you guys are new. The biggest thing that pisses me off about boxing, the thing that triggers me the most, gets my blood boiling, is steroids in boxing. It really fucking just pisses me off. I'm not naive enough to think that it doesn't go on. I think that a lot of the top level boxers do cheat. It's funny, I was reading an interview that James DeGale did prior to this fight with Chris Eubank Jr. And he spoke about it. He said it's just crazy in America. Can't lie to you, that's what James DeGale said. He said, having been out there and trained and sparred and fought, he said it's just crazy. It's crazy. So I think if you're one of those people that don't think it happens, especially if you don't think it happens a lot, then you need to see someone, because it happens a lot in boxing. But the fight continues and we are fighting back. I think there is more drug testing in boxing now. I think us as fans speak out about it a lot more, and thus we kind of put a spotlight on it. So I do think that slowly but surely we are fighting back. I still think it's going to take years, just because medical science is getting better and better, and there's that gray area in terms of what is just a breakthrough in medical science and what is cheating. It's just going to take years to kind of, I don't know, decide what the difference is. But I guess the biggest sanctioning body, the WBC, through their clean program, have at least tried to do something, right? So they're the only sanctioning body that have said, you know what, all year round drug testing for our top 15 athletes. And I think they've stuck to it somewhat. We've heard about boxers being removed from that top 15 if they don't sign up for all year round drug testing. I'm not going to name and shame all the boxers right now, but you can go and do your own research and find out what boxers have been removed. So they are very, very strict on it until now. And I say until now, but we don't know. I don't know how long this bullshit has been going on, but there is a lot of bullshit going on with that WBC clean program. Trust me. There was a fight recently. Let me get my laptop just so I can read out the facts correctly. There was a fight recently between Avner Yildirim and Anthony Durrell. Obviously, UK fans will know Yildirim for fighting Chris Eubank Jr. in the World Boxing Super Series, and you should know who Anthony Durrell is. Brother of Andre Durrell, former WBC Super Middleweight champion, and now, again, WBC Super Middleweight champion. All right, so they fought recently. I've got it here actually. When did they fight? February sometime anyway. And as per normal, the WBC and VADA normally kind of release statements on Twitter saying, congratulations to both boxers for passing or going through the test. Your results are negative. That's what they normally do. And it's good, right? Because it highlights the boxers that are in this clean program, and also highlights boxers that have actually passed tests. So I think that's all good. So the WBC on their Twitter page put Durrell and Yildirim negative anti-doping test. And then they put the Twitter handles of Durrell, Yildirim, and VADA testing. And they've also got a link there. So I clicked on the link, and the link said, Durrell and Yildirim negative anti-doping test. And then it went on to say, VADA has reported negative results from post-fight anti-doping test done on Anthony Durrell and Avner Yildirim on February 23rd after their clash for the vacant WBC super middleweight belt. We want to thank them for their willingness to follow the clean boxing program, and especially for being exemplary athletes who, through their actions, show their honesty and commitment to boxing through safety and health. All right, so the first video that me and Ryan did years ago now, must have been about 4 or 5 years ago, was steroids in boxing. First video, how strange, how random. And through that video, we got to speak to, eventually, I think about a year later, Gabriel Montoya. Now, Gabriel Montoya knows absolutely fucking everything when it comes to steroids in boxing. He knows who's cheating, who's not cheating. He knows so much, right? So much so that the boxing fraternity have really kicked him out of boxing. He doesn't really do much in boxing anymore. He used to do a lot. So he got wind of this. And he is a bit like Detective Columbo. He can sniff out bullshit a mile away. And he sniffed out bullshit. And I'm happy he did. So he sent VADA a tweet and said, question for VADA testing. Was the Durrell Yildirim fight tested by VADA? Hashtag boxing. VADA have then responded, because they know who Gabriel Montoya is, and said, we were not involved. So let me kind of compute and understand this. WBC have released a statement saying congratulations to Yildirim and Darrell for passing the WBC clean program. VADA have confirmed that both of their results have come back negative. VADA, you saw it. It said VADA. VADA have now come back and said, we didn't do it. We weren't involved in this. We weren't involved. Who the fuck did the testing? Was there any testing? See, I'm starting to believe there weren't no testing. I was firstly thinking that it might be a cheaper company, right? Because I know drug testing isn't cheap. I get it. It might be a cheaper company. They might have gone down the cheaper route. I don't think there's any testing whatsoever. And this is dangerous. Do you know how many times the WBC in the last 3 years have released statements like that saying, congratulations to A boxer and B boxer, negative results, well done. No one, unlike what Gabriel Montoya has just done, no one actually second guesses it. No one actually says, well, wait a minute, did VADA really do testing? No one does it. VADA are not going to say anything unless someone asks a question. No one normally asks the question. Gabe asked the question this time. VADA gave a result saying, we didn't do no testing. We weren't involved. Nothing to do with us. They are releasing statements saying VADA did something when they very well know VADA didn't. That's just some bullshit. That is just some bullshit. Again, this story won't get legs. This isn't a story about Anthony Joshua or Canelo or anyone else that's big in boxing. This is just about Yildirim versus Darrell. This is not going to get legs, but this shows you some of the bullshit that goes on in boxing. It's all well and good the WBC saying they have a clean program and they're testing their top 15 athletes. Don't announce it if you're not doing the testing, because they're clearly not testing these guys. Again, I understand that testing isn't cheap. Testing, I read, cost about, depending upon how many times a fight will be tested, can be anything between $6,000 and $12,000. So it's a lot of money, don't get me wrong. But they said they're going to do this. They agreed to do it. They're not sticking to it. And you kind of wonder now how many boxers they say have been tested and haven't. I mean, how many? I mean, this is a WBC super middleweight title fight. This isn't a guy ranked number 10 versus a guy ranked number 15. This is the WBC super middleweight title fight. So this is their number 2 versus number 3. I don't know. What do you guys think? Anyway, let me know. Peace.